Okay, so I was gonna make this video last night and I got called to do a few other things, so I'm gonna make it this morning. Yesterday in my video I said I had another video coming out, but this is that video. So this is a video about thinkers and people in emotional states. Now we've been talking lately about theatrics, juristheatrics versus jurisprudence, and how poor, uneducated, lazy people are more of the body, the emotions, and then educated and more intelligent people are thinkers and control their emotions more. So this is sort of putting some things into context, and instead of doing it impromptu, I decided to write it out and have it more organized so that I can make sure that I hit all my points. So this is Jen the Liberty Lion, and this is a video about the body versus the mind. Okay, so of the body. Your emotional state is often used against you. In hypnosis, your emotions and emotional state can be used against you. It's easy to control the mind of a child and the mind of an adult person who thinks like a child or is childish. That's just the way it is. People who want to be hypnotized are especially easy to hypnotize because they want it. When you fall in love with someone's words, their ideas, their speech patterns, you are giving them permission to put you into a trance where you are easily controlled. A way to go about putting a person into a trance is to get them to turn off their logical and analytical mind by turning on their emotions. When a person goes into an emotional state, they turn off their thinking, their analysis, their adult, reasonable, and logical brain. Keeping this from happening, controlling emotions and staying in logic and reason, requires a lot of self-discipline. But lack of self-discipline is not a personality. It's a habit. Being a habit, it's controllable. It's a choice. People who lack self-discipline are sometimes called lazy because they simply do not want to do the work of changing habits, of thinking and controlling feelings. Some philosophers say the emotions rise from the senses, not from the logical brain, not from good and right reason. Emotions begin with senses, feeling, seeing, touching, hearing, smelling, tasting, and arise from there as an internal response to which some people call intuition. But intuitions can often be wrong. Intuitions come from how we were raised and how we think. A speaker who chooses to speak to you in a particular way can control a person with a childlike mind. A person who has a desire to be of the body, of the senses, of the feelings. It's not hard when the listener wants it, when the listener is lazy, when the listener has done it before, and he is in a habit of doing it. When the listener is uneducated. We've talked about poor and uneducated people on this channel and how they prefer theater, drama, and play over reason, logic, analysis, and spotting patterns. That's where we come to arrive, to some extent, to juris drama, juris theater, juris play, juris game, juris theatrics, instead of jurisprudence. The aforementioned words are words I've created to help people understand the lack of reason and justice. I quoted to you that play and drama is detrimental to reason. It's been often said that politicians are most successful when they are good actors. They're not always from the actual stage, like Reagan, but like John Kennedy, Bill Clinton, Donald Trump, even Barack Obama, have a charisma, a way of speaking to people that makes them feel, places them into their senses, makes them of the body, makes them believe they are intuiting, and takes them out of the mind. I think it's accurate to say that most people are lazy, uneducated, they're lazy and properly not educated, and therefore are uneducated and are of the body in their senses state. They want to feel something. They want an emotional experience. And they are the majority, and the majority rules. They want to fall in love with their politicians. So, when politicians are good at acting and placing the majority in that state of the body, they win. But then we all lose, because winning the majority of people who are uneducated, non-thinkers, lazy, produce politicians who sit in seats who won based on the vote of people who don't think. And so the ideas these politicians advertise as the basis of their campaigns are those that do not necessarily encourage or bring forth freedom, sovereignty, or independence of the people, but instead promote ideas to which people feel good about, believe are good, but are not based on logic, reason, or right thinking. To get these of the body people to think is nearly impossible. They become obsessed with their own beliefs and feelings, and they won't listen to almost anything or anyone. They don't listen to reason. Thinkers are a tireless majority. Thomas Jefferson said, "People will not change their governments for light and transient causes. It is only at the point when the poor and uneducated, non-thinking mass of people will change. When they are out of options, out of choices, when it becomes clear to them they must think or die." For thousands of years, men will rise. For thousands of years, men have risen to power by bringing people into their emotional state, into the body, into their senses. These people believe what they sense is true because there's no alternative. They are unable to think, and thinking is the alternative. And unable to think, there's only one choice, and that's to feel. The choice is to believe what you feel because you have no thoughts. They have no thoughts. Often, women complain that repeatedly they fall in love with the wrong man. They fall in love with an abuser. She falls for all the love bombing. He can be a liar, a deceiver, abusive, can have nothing good going for him. No home, no car, no savings. And she will fall in love with him because of the way he makes her feel. Narcissists are notorious for love bombing women, or female narcissists love bombing men. And the majority of people who are feelers and not thinkers fall for it. They believe they are loved and love them back. But the narcissist didn't really love them at all. They were just using them as a means to an end, until the feeler gets to the point where they have no choice. They must think or die. Politicians are much the same. They use the emotions of the majority of people through their political love bombs, telling people whatever they want to hear and making them feel it through their words. They get elected and they forget all about you, and you forget about them until the next election, and the love bombs come rolling back in. The majority is once again feeling it. They fall in love with the feeling, cast their vote, and the cycle of stupidity repeats. How do we change? Knowing what they're doing, educating ourselves, realize that we're being lazy and stop being lazy, start self-disciplining, change habits, be unwilling to act in any way based on emotions, and start thinking. Good luck. This is Jen the Liberty Lion. I'll see you in the next video.